this is what happens with this thing. I've experienced it now, like, 2 years running. It's leprosy, dude. People can't deal. They can't deal. This freaks them out too much. And I knew this article would be too overt. To say that you're actually getting fucked over is too overt. And no one wants to come out and actually say that they're getting fucked over and that the ship is sinking. And it freaks everybody out. There's zero response to this article. Zero. And, dude, I've had only one email. And none of my friends, nobody on Facebook, nothing, dude. Nothing. Zero. And the only thing I can attribute it to, I said to Lena on the way to the farmer's market today, it scares people too much, and the idea that someone they know is actually going through this kind of trauma. And little do they know, dude, I've been going through this level of trauma for 4 fucking years. And the only way that that's going to ever come out is in the documentary. And, yeah. And, by the way, all day I've been thinking, dude, why can't this be all first person? There's no reason in the world why this can't be all first person. I can shoot me in various situations well enough to have that third voice come in. There's no reason why I can't shoot everything. Huh? Yeah. I actually think it will be more compelling if I shoot everything than it will be if we get some big camera to follow me around. Yeah. Well, we don't know. Tugging down your coat sleeves. Yeah, we're not gonna. There ain't gonna be. There's no good. Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Anyway, the more I've thought about it all day, and in my thinking, there's no reason why I can't shoot the entire documentary. There's no reason why I can't. Well, but I can. But we can. I can still shoot everything myself. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Ciao. Huh. Let's do this one. Now we're on nostalgia.
I was when I was 16.
Listen to this, babies. When I was a kid in high school, this was the man. From Highland Park, California. Jackson lived 3 miles from here. Yeah. Let's sounds like shit, I know, but
These days I seem to think about the things that I forgot to do.
but Jackson lived 3 miles from here, and Jackson was the man, dude.
And all the times I had the chance to.
Last year, in a fit of sheer desperation, when I was trying to figure out how the fuck to save the farm, I emailed Jackson's management because Jackson did a gig. Man, this sounds like shit. See, I got this will be better. There we go. Turn it way down, maybe. Let's see. There we go. Yeah?
Things are bound to be improving these days. One of these days. These days I'll sit on a cornerstone and count the time in quarter tones to 10. Don't confront me with my failure. I had not forgotten.
I'll figure out how to talk here in a sec. When we were kids, And it's really hard. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so hard. I feel so old. I feel so beat up. Fuck. When we were kids, Jackson was sort of the purest thing. When I was a young art student in high school. Like there was something profoundly romantic and appealing. And for us, I think, there was a kind of bearing of his soul that, and I hate that word, by the way, soul. Someone just used it the other day. But there was a level of testimony in Jackson's songs that that just stirred us, you know? And a couple of years ago, he played over here in Highland Park on Figueroa, just like a mile from the house. And he was terrific, you know? He really was. I remember seeing Jackson. The Orange Circle in Orange County used to have, once a year, have a festival. And he played once. And we all got to see him in this downtown Orange, California, old residual farming community. And he came and played, and we were like so excited to see Jackson. There was something about the smell of the place. There was something about, it was in the summer, it was warm, and there was something about the smell. And you know, Jackson's like me. He's and like Waits, you know, we're Western Americans. And that's a very particular quality. somehow I think we smell like Western Americans. You know, I think us Western Americans need to stick up for each other. But, you know, honestly, that might be my delusion. That anyone gives a shit. Because the truth is, I don't know if they do. And I guess that's for me, I guess it's a really hard pill to swallow. That would be the biggest, enormous pill that I've ever encountered. Because I'm not like that. I don't. I only know generous people. If you're going to be a friend of mine, you have to be a generous person. Period. And the idea that there's all these people out there in the world that just want to hold on to their shit. Bores me to tears. You know, that's why I wanted to get out of OC. That's why I couldn't stay in Orange County, because that's all it is a bunch of fucking hoarders. They just want to hoard. But sometimes in this process, it's definitely surprised me how even my close friends want to maybe that's the wrong way to put it, because I don't want to put my friends into a category, because that's wrong. But it'd be probably better to say that it never ceases to amaze me that people operate out of their own self-interest. And maybe the reality is that this is my self-interest. And that no one, just because I say people should react to me, that doesn't mean shit. Maybe they shouldn't. That's what I'm experiencing right now. And not just me saying something, but there are other people saying things about me that I would think would slightly pique people's interests, but that may not be true. Yeah. And even though I know that intellectually, I think emotionally that's a hard thing to deal with. You know? And so maybe we're all just swimming like sharks, you know? Maybe that's the reality. And maybe that's what I should. You know, I guess in some ways, this is kind of the struggle of my life. In some ways, it's what I've been constantly battling against. I've just never been able to be such a prick that I can say, this is just about me succeeding. I mean, granted, I want to succeed, but and maybe I use, I don't know, maybe I use other sort of larger, grandiose ideas as a kind of cloak for me to self-benefit. It's not like I haven't been accused of that before, you know, on a number of occasions. But I don't feel that way. That's not my motivation. My motivation is not to be usury. My motivation is not to promote my self-interest to the degree that I survive, that I benefit. Look at this camera's got its lens out. Let's tuck it back in. Come on. I don't know, you know, the issue becomes, like, in some ways, the issue becomes, like, come on now, baby. The issue becomes, man, maybe I don't even know anymore. I mean, maybe, maybe it becomes so fuzzy that I don't know. But all I can tell you is about how I feel about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I just watched this video of Waits singing in front of an audience. Right? And at the end of the gig, he gets up and says, "Thanks very much." And there's all these people clapping, adoring ways. There's few people that command as much presence as Tom Waits does, in my book. You know, in terms of the adoration level. But even though he's sitting, one thing about Waits you can always tell when you see him in concert is that he loves it and hates it at the same time. He's not particularly comfortable with the idea of this adoration, and at the same time, who wouldn't want it? I've always felt the same way. And people don't get that necessarily, but that's okay. I just wonder what the fuck, what I want out of it. I wonder what I want to do. What am I trying to accomplish? Is this about Cam and the self-elevation of Cam? Or is this about a larger set of issues? Or do I gravitate to a larger set of issues to justify Cam's thing? I mean, what am I doing? Yeah. I do know this. I'm 53 years old. And I don't know the answer to that. And I never have. And in anything I've done in my life, that answer is always, the answer to that question is always hanging out there like a new moon. And I think I accept at this point the impossibility of the answer to that question. And I wish other people would. I wish other people would just give up trying to figure me out and trying to second guess me and trying to analyze me and allow for that dichotomy to exist. That's all I want. Let me have my own dichotomy. And if in the process I end up doing something good, something beneficial, allow that to happen as well. What more could you want? Ciao, kids.